again, and it is one of the most interesting topic, and even it can lead your life to ahead. Let's say if you're working as a employee and if you want to become a manager, so it's not the technical skills which are required. What is required is you have to have very good speaking skills. Even though if you have very good speaking skills, but if you are not able to speak in front of the audience, then it is of no use. So being a manager or a team lead, or even in case of VP or the CEO, they are all not good at technical. What they are good at is public speaking. So our today's task and the show gonna be on public speaking. So let's begin the show. As you might be aware of the content, in case if you're not, so let me give you the overview of that. In this course, like we are going to learn how to develop the self-confidence, because okay, instead of showing all this, let me speak. First of all, we'll see what actually the public speaking, and whenever a person comes on the stage, how he or she reacts. It means how their gesture used to be, and most of the time, like how they forget the things as they become so nervous, all those things we'll see. And then we'll see that what are the basic skills that you require before you become a public speaker. So it's not that if you have the subject, you can become a public speaker. Even prior to that, we need something. And what is that? We'll see. Then followed by, I'll discuss further that how you should not prepare. So the right way to prepare the talk we'll discuss, and how we should not prepare, and what are the usual mistakes the beginners they do. Usually everyone they feel that yes, if I know how to speak, and even I have spoken before 10 members, so even they don't worry, and they think that no, it doesn't matter about the personality, but each and every step, it matters, not only your subject line, and that we'll see. Then what we'll see in this particular workshop is how to prepare our talk. Let's say if you are going to proceed even with a TED talk, so how to start, how to stop, all those things, and from where and how you need to collect your material. It's not that just you need to Google out and you need to find out the things. Then we'll see how the great speakers they used to prepare. So in case if we are going to learn something, so we need to learn from the past as well. And very important thing is that your pronunciation, it matters. Let's say if you have the confidence, but whatever the words that you are pronouncing, if it's not right, so obviously people may take the other meaning of that, and thus instead of being inspired by you, they may get discouraged as well. So we'll see that how the diction it matters, and how the words are powerful, how it can impact. Then what are the essential elements that we need to include in personality? So it's not only if you know how to speak, you can gain, even how to walk, how to proceed, how to smile, each and everything we'll see. Then followed by emphasis on certain words. Like let's say if you're giving a talk, so it's not that you have to give a monotonous talk. For example, as we give our introduction, as you say, my name is, and if you just go with the same tone, people may not show the interest. For example, in case of movies, in case of, let's say, if it is sad moment, and if the hero smiles, so will you like that scene? No. The same thing that your pitch has to be raised, and you have to know when you need to raise your voice, when you need to lower your voice, when you have to maintain the monotonous thing. Each and everything we'll see in this workshop. And very important thing, it's not randomly you can start your talk. You have to know that from where I need to begin and how I need to end my talk. And at last, we'll do the analysis of a public talk from a public speaking champion. So one of the video we'll take and we'll analyze after going through all this. So this will be our agenda for our talk. So are you ready, everyone? Shall we begin the show? Okay. So in case like if you get any queries, you can just drop your queries in the chat box. Okay. So let's get started. The first and the foremost thing. Okay. Let me. I hope now it's visible to everyone. Okay. Is it visible? See, how many of you have been on a stage for the first time in your life? And if you do remember, before that, how many of you have stage fear? Stage fear? Yeah, even in online, you can raise your hand. Okay, sure. Now, whenever, like, if you do remember during your school, during your college days, as you were called on the stage, how was your reaction, by the way? It was good or something different? So whenever a person is called upon the stage for the first time, what are the reactions that we get? First of all, like as soon as like, let's say if you are called for the first time, if you are an experienced person, then no worries. But if you are called for the first time and if the people are looking at you, and then you may get worried that, okay, what may happen as everyone is looking at me. So the first thing is that you become self-consciousness as you just look at yourself that, okay, everyone is looking, so I just need to be straight. I have to look at only that person. Is it? The second thing is that people, they get frightened, they just get scared, even though no one is going to beat you. But what you get, you just get frightened. Oh my God, like if I don't speak, what he will think, what she will think, what they will think. Getting the point? So people obviously they get frightened. And even there is a quote that uh, even it's a research which is done and which says that even people, they are scared of public talk rather than being to death. So even if you take a person on a cliff on a highest mountain, and if you ask them how you are feeling, even they'll not get scared of that, as they get scared of being called on to the stage. So to that extent, people, they get scared. If I know the topic, I'm good, else I fall short of words. Yeah, we'll see each and everything. Okay, so first, like, see how our workshop will go, that first we'll see the problem, then we'll go with the solution. Okay, so first we are just and as you come on the stage, how many of you think that I used to forget all the words? You can't think clearly even though you have prepared everything. Even it happens in the interviews as well, that as you go on to, like, before you are going to attend the interview, just before you enter into the room, you just feel very confident. The moment you sit on the hot chair, almost you can't think properly. Even though if they ask, tell me about yourself, you may say that my name is, and then directly you jump on to I have completed, instead of saying that I am from. So sometimes people, they forget, and why they forget, we'll see. Then even they even used to say that we can't concentrate. you know let's say if the interviewer is going to ask a question, so instead of concentrating on that question, you always feel nervous, and due to that nervousness, you may even forget what to answer. And as usual, you can't remember, and the last thing, as it happens, mind goes blank. So has it happened with you? How many of you, like, as you have been to your interview and you forgot? Okay, even in online. Okay, now, so let's see. Sorry. As it happened, not only with the normal people, even with the doctors, those who are expert, doctors are not those who don't know English. They are very good at English. But it is a story of Dr. Curtis, and what it happened, let me elaborate the story behind it. He used to be the health coach. In every sports, there used to be a doctor. Are you aware of that? Even Indian team is playing, even for that, there used to be a doctor. Even in the football match, whether it's kabaddi, for each and everything. So in the same way, like Dr. Curtis was assigned as a health coach for the football team. and he used to take care of the team always. But one fine day, what it happened, like as the team, it performed very well, and after winning, let's say as India is playing, so let's say if it wins the World Cup, then obviously the celebration and the credit, not only it goes to the Indian team, like to all those who are involved into that. Let's say even to the doctor. So as everyone was present after winning the game, and what it happened was, as the speeches were going on, as the captain, he explained that he gave the credit to his team players and everyone. And then after, like at last, they thought that it's not only we who has to take the credit, it's also the doctor who has helped us a lot, like who just told us what to take, what not to take, what is the duration of the sleep, and how to proceed with it, each and everything. So even let's say if you're working now, you're learning some technical courses, and once if you get the job, so it's not only the trainer, even it is your own effort, your friends, your parents, like everyone's equal effort. In the same way, like they considered that, okay, Dr. Curtis has helped us. So the anchor, like all of a sudden, he called a name called, what was the name? Dr. Curtis. And in his life, he never went on to a stage. And you know what it happened? As you can see here, as his name was called, let's say if you are sitting with your team or with your friends, and let's say if your name is called, so all of a sudden you may get shocked. And then after, your friends may shout that, yes, you need to, let's say if your name is Ramesh. So as they keep on shouting, Ramesh, speech, speech, speech. And the same it happened with Dr. Curtis as well. And as the voice, it went higher and higher. And then everyone started looking to Dr. Curtis, whereas he was tongue tied. You know what is the meaning of tongue tied here? Like even he forgot each and everything, whatever, like he had the experience of his uh, so-called the practice about the tips, how to proceed, each and everything. And as everyone thought that he already had the very good knowledge on the subject, so he could speak. But as he stood from his chair, he was just paralyzed by the shock. And then what he did, he left the banquet hall as his nervousness subsided his confidence. It means he felt so nervous, he felt so embarrassed. He thought that if I'll go there, already I forgot now, so what I'll speak. So he left the banquet hall at that time. So you can just imagine, if a person who has a very good knowledge about the subject, but even he can't speak, you know what's the reason? It's not that if you have the knowledge, you can come on the stage and you can speak. Always something it matters. And how to overcome that, we'll see. So are you ready, everyone? So shall we discuss? Same position. Okay, yesterday you had interview and the same thing. Okay, no worries. So how to improve that, we'll see. See, so do you remember the people in the picture? Who are they? The first one? Who is the first one? No idea? He is he was a great president of USA. His name is Abraham Lincoln. Have you heard this name? And the second one, Charlie Chaplin. Huh? You know this, is it? Now, why I have had these pictures, even you could see the other names like Mark Twain and Disraeli, but these two people are quite famous. So why I'm quoting this? Image slide, is it not visible? Image one? Oh, sorry. Now, is it visible to everyone? Oh, okay. Let me take you. Okay, so if the images are not visible, please let me know. Now I hope it's visible to everyone. Okay, so in case you might have missed the previous one as well. Okay, is it visible now? Okay, thank you. See, so as these two famous personalities, everyone knows these two personalities across the world. But do you know the secret? Even during their starting period, even they used to forget. It's a story which Abraham Lincoln has shared. Uh, when he was around, like his father, you know, what was his father, by the way? He used to be the blacksmith. Like he used to just used to make the stages for the people, those who used to give the speech. And whereas Abraham Lincoln, he used to observe those people from a far place, and they used to come on a stage, they used to hold a mic and they used to speak. So even he had that dream that yes, even I want to speak. But due to the problematic things, even he was not aware of the English so-called the words as well. So what he did, like even he has written in his biography that when he thought that even I want to speak at the age of 12, he saw that there was no one on the stage, whereas the other participant is about to come in next 5 minutes. So he thought that, okay, let me go and speak. And he went on to the stage. He held the mic and he saw the audience. They were shouting and they thought that Abraham Lincoln is going to speak something. And you know, for how many minutes he spoke? Any idea? 15 minutes. Anyone else from online? For how many minutes he spoke at the age of 12 for the first time when he held the mic? No idea? 10, 15, 1 minute, not even a single minute. It's complete zero. But what he learned out of that, very interesting thing, even he quoted. He just saw the audience, they were laughing, and you know, instead of taking in the negative way, he took in the positive way. He thought that, okay, they are encouraging me. They are encouraging me. And even though he was just smiling by looking at them, and then after a few minutes, he just came from the stage. Whereas the audience, they thought that he is going to speak something. And in case of Charlie Chaplin, he has very interesting story. As everyone knows that he made the whole world not after being president, okay, before president, okay. So it's not that, let's say, if you are going to become president or if you are going to become a public speaker for the first time, you'll speak only after being. You need to have a lot of speaking practice. Only then you can. So with Charlie Chaplin, like no one could say that he was not a very good speaker, but actually when he went on for the first time, not on the stage, he was asked to come in the radio as a RJ. So even though he doesn't have to look at anyone, but he was asked to speak. And the moment he was called to speak, he went blank. So don't ever think that what will happen if I'll go for the first time, if I'll try to speak. Even the great speakers felt the same. And with their experiences, slow and steadily, they have developed. Getting the point? Now, let's see how you can proceed with your friends. Is it visible? The slide is visible to everyone? Okay. Yeah. Now, let's say if your friend or if someone known person is trying to speak for the first time, instead of discouraging them, like, you know, most of the people, what they do, let's say if someone comes on the stage, they keep on looking at him. And if that person doesn't speak, again, they just stare at that person like anything. And by looking at all the sad and the serious faces, the person who used to be on the stage, he may feel embarrassed that, okay, as everyone is looking at me, what will happen? But instead of doing that, you need to do one small favor to that person. You just have to clap. It means you are going to encourage that person. And always, like being the audience, you need to do that. Getting the point? So in future, if you find certain scenario, such scenario, you need to go through this. Okay, I hope. And don't clap with a serious face. You have to smile. Don't laugh. I hope everyone knows the difference between smile and laugh. Everyone, see, the moment you smile, the person used to get a little bit of confidence, a kind of encouragement. And who knows, you may come on the stage one fine day and you may forget. So if they clap, that will be a very soothing moment, like very relaxing moment for them. Okay. So now I hope you got how to, and now I'll let you know how you can proceed with instead of just jumping on to how to prepare. First, you need to know how you can build your self-confidence. Okay. So as you can see the picture, do you remember this picture? This picture is from Tom and Jerry. So do you remember this? So it's a bulldog and the other is a cat. So whenever you make in your mind that, yes, I want to speak, I want to become a speaker. So is it possible to become a public speaker in one day? Is it possible? Is it possible to become a great speaker in one day? Is it possible to learn English in one day? See, it is not that easy. So what you can see here, start with a strong persistence. You know what is the meaning of persistence? The continuity. Even though you are going to face the difficulty, I hope you during your childhood you might have seen Tom and Jerry. Whereas all that time, this dog, even though like we have seen that this dog is not able to catch the cat, but always he tries his level best to catch. So always you need to try, even though you fail for the first time, you fail for the second time, you fail for the third time, but never ever underestimate yourself. Hope you are getting the thing. So always do remember this. Okay. And about your subject as well, let's say if you have a subject, let's say if it is about Python or data science or any particular subject, so just take that and practice it with that consistency. Only then you will get your desired result. And whenever you feel that, no, I can't, so do remember this picture. That yes, if that characters can do, then why can't I? Hope you are getting the thing. Okay. So in case I'll provide these notes, no need to worry. You can just mail me. I'll just show my mail ID on that. Next, do you know this person? Anyone? No idea? No one knows? Okay, in online? Yes. No idea. Okay, let me tell you. He is a very well speaker. His name is Simon Sinek, and he used to be the business coach and the CEO coach as well. So why his picture? Because the second thing, whenever you try to speak, so it's not only the consistency, you just have to imagine about your audience. That yes, you just need to imagine yourself that you are standing in front of the audience and they are just looking at me. You know, all the great speakers, what they do not go on the stage and they, like, let's say next day, if they have to perform. So do you think the next day they come? No, they come one day before in the same hall where they have to give the speech. All the great speakers, are you aware of this? They used to come, they used to just see the hall and they used to practice at least for 10, 15, 20 minutes so that they could feel comfortable. Getting the point? So whenever you practice, just imagine the talk you need to go through. Imagine yourself that, let's say if I'm going to speak, then how I'll be on the stage, how I'll appear. So if possible, try to take a recorder as well. Hope you're getting. So the first and the foremost thing that you need to do is you need to have this persistence. Then the second is you need to imagine yourself. And then after, before we get into this, a very important thing. Let's say if you don't know what to speak, so what you have to do? Don't speak. Obviously, you may say that it is better, so like something is better than nothing. But I would say if you are going to face to your audience, like it's an advice given by a renowned speaker, and what he said, and I quote, don't speak until you are not sure you have something to say. and you have to know what you need to speak and then sit down. But if you just come on the stage, if you speak 2 words, again, if you be silent, again, if you try to speak, so it is better not to speak, because that will degrade your reputation. Getting the point? So this is one of the main advice that you need to remember throughout your life. Now, always, whenever you have learned, like, do you remember during the childhood, kids, what they do? They take the support of a chair and then they try to walk. But once they learn how to walk, do they take the support? So in the same way, let's say if you are not able to remember your talk, so take the help of your notes, then you can. But once if you have learned, then you should not take the support. The same like a baby doesn't cling to chairs after it once learns to walk. Getting the thing? So I hope now even you could remember about your childhood. Okay. Very important thing. How many of you feel confident whenever you come on the stage? As everyone, they say that you need to act confidently, you have to build up your self-confidence. But very good thing. Actually, in a humorous way, I have added the pic. Before you come on the stage, you just need to take a deep breath, but not like that. Not like this. Okay. And whenever you take a deep breath and you exhale, you feel relaxed. And that will help you to overcome the nervousness. But as you can see in the picture, his friend, he's told him like to inhale the breath, and as you can see what he did. Okay. So you should not take that deep breath in that. So just you need to calm your mind by taking a deep breath in and then out, and then slowly you can start the thing. Then after, most of the people, they do, what particular sports is this? Rugby. Okay. In this, very, very important rule is that you have to be offensive to be defensive. And you know what is the meaning of offensive? You need to break the rules. Let's say if you say that, yeah, Rugby, obviously. If you say that, no, I'll not force someone, I'll not pull that person, so you are going to lose the game. Getting the point? So whenever like you feel, or in case if you're going to do some mistakes, so don't get offended. You can defend with it. And that is the reason you can learn. And that's the best thing that you can learn from this. But at the same time, in order to defend yourself, you should not stand behind any chair or table in order to defend. In the upcoming sessions, I'll let you know like how you need to stand on a stage while proceeding with. So at last, I hope you may remember the stories from the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, so-called the Arjuna. He became the great only with one thing. What is that, Practice, practice, practice. So even though if you have learned a lot, but if you don't practice, you can't. Even I'll let you know in the upcoming sessions a story of Sachin, and I hope everyone knows Sachin. So how Sachin, he became great because he did not become great due to talent. He became due to practice, and how we'll see. So at last, I would like to say in this self-confidence one, as we are going to proceed further, that what is fear? Fear is nothing but lack of self-confidence. Let's say if you have the confidence, you'll never regret, you'll never get scared. So how you need to overcome all this? The first 4 things that you need to go through. Now, let's proceed how you can prepare for the talk. So are you ready, everyone? See, So what you should not do? Mainly, as the speakers, they come onto the stage, they just like, even though they just prepare very well, even they groom themselves, like they used to wear coat and the formal shirt, then tie. But as they come on the stage, they just unbutton the things. Then they just use their hands. Then again at the back, again, like the hair, each and everything. As you can see here, don't unbutton and button your coat, and don't fumble your hands. It's like just okay, like taking a sanitizer and you are just okay. So you should not do all these activities because people are observing you. Okay. See, so this is very, very important. And as you can see, don't place your hands at your back and twist. If you keep your hands at the back, it means you are defending yourself. You're not ready to be accepted by the audience. So what you need to do majorly, that you should not keep your hands at the back. Like first in this course, we'll just learn what we should not do. And then after we'll go with what we have to do. It is like, as I told you, I'll just show you the problem first and then we'll go with the remedy. And the same in your talk as well, you need to prepare. Let's say if you are preparing for any talk. Now, as I told you, don't hide behind a table or chair. Most of the people, what they do, and whenever you are going to proceed with any talk, there is to be chair and the table on the stage. Try to take that and keep it aside. Because if you hide behind a chair, so people will observe that chair instead of observing you. Hope you're getting. So never ever hide yourself behind all those things. Next, what you should not do further is about your notes. Sorry. People, even they come, let's say even in our today's talk, instead of like giving you the overview, if I would have given you like how the people they speak in the YouTube, like randomly taking one topic, then the other topic, then the other topic. If I have not given you the overview, the problem statement, then the solution. So the speech or the talk or the workshop would have been in this way. Like few people, they come up with their talk. They just mix everything, and how it goes, as you can see, first they take the ice cream, then they take the fish and the nut. Even it is similar to, they take the ice cream first. Instead of serving the ice cream at the last, they take it first, then they add sambar to it, then they mix idli with it. So I'm talking just about the content. Then sometimes they add biryani to it. And whereas the audience, they are not able to decide what is missing, but they find that there is something which is missing. As it's an example, you could see ice cream first, then the soup later. It is similar to our Indian food. Okay. And if you mix all this, is it possible to have? It will be like the hodgepodge, hodgepodge, kind of khichdi, So it becomes that. So your talk must not be that. Even the Spencer, he said, as you can see, when a man's knowledge is not in order, the more of it he has, the greater will be in his confusion of thought. So if you don't have clarity about your thought, and what will happen after that? You'll get confused, and after that, the audience will be confused. And then after next time, you'll not try to proceed with your any talk. So always you have to have clarity of thought. Even people, they say that you need to decide your career, your goal. If your goals are not clear, so you may keep on learning all the technical things, and at last, you may not find what you have to become. So same thing applies in your talk. Hope you're getting. Now, let's proceed. Even the great speakers, like as we have discussed, so I'm just skipping this only by reading. Webster, are you aware of this name, Webster? Merriam-Webster, the famous dictionary? No? Okay. So after the class, like do search Merriam-Webster. It's one of the famous dictionary, like in the online and offline classes I used to tell. In case if you have forgot, no worries. Or whenever you try to search the word, just search in this. Okay. It is named after him. And what he said, he would be he would soon think of appearing before the audience half clothed and half prepared. Let's say, like, you can just see the comparison. If you are not prepared for your talk, let's say, even if I have not prepared for this workshop, even I would have been in the same. It is similar to that. If you don't prepare, people, they just look at you in an embarrassed way, in a shameful manner, and after that you may not take that courage to go in front of the people. Okay. When Abraham Lincoln, he said the same, similar to, I shall never be old enough to speak without embarrassment when I have nothing to say. What does it mean is, even if he has attained the age of 60 or 70, he doesn't feel old. But if he has not prepared, he feel that I grew old. And you know why he's comparing with that old thing? Because the old people, usually they used to forget. So you can see even the great people, the great speakers, as one of the example of Mr. Jackson, what it happened, in short, like, I'll just proceed with it. As Dale Carnegie, who used to be the public talk coach, so-called the business coach, and he used to conduct the workshops. Even in the advanced course, like, we have this public speaking course. So in that, like, in detail, we'll proceed. And in this, like, as you're not getting the chance to speak, but in the advanced course, you'll get the thing. So he just asked all his participants that every day you need to speak on a topic. So one day, Mr. Jackson, as he was about to come to his home, so on the way, he just thought, okay, anyhow, I have not prepared. Like, even it happens with you. Let's say, whenever I assign some task, next day you may say that actually I forgot. And then you try to cover up by saying that, like, just by learning within 5 minutes, within 2 minutes, and whereas you don't get clarity on that. So same thing, it happened with Jackson. Like, as he was on the way to the class, so he thought, okay, anyhow, I have not prepared, so let me take a magazine. So he took a magazine, and in the class, he read the same thing what he read in the magazine. And then after that, no one has shown the interest. Let's say, even if I do the same thing, like whatever I see in the slide, if I read the same, will you show the interest? No. The same thing, it happened with him. So Dale Carnegie, so-called the author, he said that carry the same magazine, just prepare this talk and come tomorrow. So earlier, what he spoke was that it was flat and flavorless. It means it was monotonous. But the next day, when he came with the talk, everyone has shown the interest, because he gave his own view about that particular thing. So whenever you speak on a particular topic, you have to add your own flavors, not as usual what the other person has said. Getting the thing? So the very, very good example that you can take from the Mr. Jackson is, don't read as it is, try to add your own flavors and then proceed with your talk. Now, we'll see how to prepare the notes for the see, first and very most thing is that be interested in your audience. What does it mean? Anyone? Any idea? In case if you don't show the interest towards your audience, it's like, if you are looking at your audience, you don't have to be serious. That, okay, why he is looking at me? Why she is looking at me? Why they are looking at me? So you have to show that, like, the gratitude, the so-called interest. Even the great magician, he told that, like, one of the person, he asked him that, yes, you are being magician, you always used to fool the people. Then what the magician, he said, no, what I like is that I feel grateful that they show the interest towards my magic. So I don't like to fool, because it is they who help me to make my bread and butter. So it is my responsibility to show the interest towards them. Even in case of, let's say, in case of animals as well, if you show some interest towards any pet, so parallelly you'll get the same loyalty. Have you observed that? The same it applies with a human being, because we have something called emotions. If I show interest towards you, then let's say instead of just speaking this, like if I just keep on speaking, if I don't look at it you, so will you listen? Not at all. So always do remember, even in your interviews or even in your public talk, wherever you go, you have to show the interest. You have to show that, yes, I am very being grateful. I feel very confident and I'm very humbled to meet you. Sorry. Then include, while preparing, okay, this thing will discuss the second point actually in the upcoming thing. The third one is very, very important. Experience and plus reflection. I'll explain in the next slide actually. Let's say if you are preparing for a talk and you have to take the text from the various sources, not only from one source. And then after you need to prepare, what is the meaning of brood over the text? It means you need to just think over it again and again and again, until unless it doesn't become your own. As you can see, until unless like you don't hatch a whole flock of promising ideas, until unless you don't get some clarity out of that, till then you need to go through the text. You need to try to make it your own. And after that, write down everything that comes to your mind. And again, you need to do the same. It's like go to the, like first be interested as usual, then take your notes, go through that, try to analyze, again try to have some new points, and again go with the closed loop of brooding over the text. Then experience and reflection will think how to prepare for your talk. There is a person called Luther Burbank, and what he said, he used to be actually used to take the plants of various species. So he said that I used to, like I have planted many species, over millions of species throughout my life. But even today, like as we see the many more species, many more plants, but all the plants are useful. All the plants are useful? No, only few of them are useful. In the same way, if you're going to take your text, if you're going to prepare a text for your public talk, you need to prepare in the same way. Like, as he said, I have produced 1 million plant specimens. It means the species, the number of species he has produced. But out of all, he has taken only few, like 1 or 2, and rest all he rejected. In the same way, whenever you prepare for a talk, what you have to do? You have to take all the notes, all the ideas. But for the final talk, you just need to reject all the unwanted and you have to take the wanted one. Even in case of salesperson, like those who are into the marketing, they need to learn very important thing, that they have to convey only the essential data to the customer. But what they do, they always provide the unessential. Let's say if I'm going to sell a product, let's say RO purifier. Instead of saying that I am going to offer you for 10,000 instead of saying for 15,000, if I could explain the benefits, that if you'll have the water from this, you'll not get any disease, as it kills all the microorganisms, and you can even overcome like diarrhea or even other diseases, then obviously I'm going to touch your emotions. And then not only you'll think about yourself, you may think about your family. Okay, it is not only going to save me, even it is going to save my family. So it is better to buy. And after that, even if I quote 10,000 or 15,000, you are going to buy, because you are going to realize that it will be helpful for me. But the sales people, they forget this particular thing. Okay, so in upcoming days, like if I'm going to conduct any workshop on the marketing, so in that I'll elaborate in detail. Now, very, very important thing, even it is related to sales and to your public talk as well. While preparing, you should not think the topic of your interest. You have to think the topic which may even convey the interest or which may even grab the interest of the audience. For example, let's say if I like cricket and if I like to speak only on cricket, but who knows, you may not like cricket, you may like movie. And if I keep on speaking only about the cricket again and again, if I go through, so will you show the interest? No. So always you need to decide that in which particular thing the audience are interested. You should not take your own interest. Okay. Next. So very, very important thing, that the secret how you can prepare. So do you think that the speakers or the leaders are born? No, they are always, just remember, great speakers are not born, they are trained. Even let me show you a few pictures of the great speakers. Do you remember? Is it visible to everyone? Okay. So on your right, you could see the speakers from the foreign, and here the speakers from the Indian. So I hope like those who are youth, they could remember Sandeep Maheshwari. Okay. Then the other speakers, Shiv Kheda, Vivek Bindra, Sadhguru, and the others. Even here, Robin Sharma, Jay Shetty. So do you think they were born as a speaker? They were? No, not at all. They started from their childhood and slowly they grew and they become the great speakers. So as I told you, the point I will discuss later is the same point. Successful experience, and it will help you to vanish your fear. So they all had the experience of speaking. As I told you, like the experience plus reflection, it's nothing but if you have given many more talks, so those talks will help you to overcome the fear, and that will make you a great speaker like these people one fine day. Hope you're getting. Okay. So the rest of the content, like how to prepare the notes for your talk, that we'll see in our tomorrow session. And let me show you before we wind up. Okay. Even in case if you want the notes, so you can ping me on this mail. Okay. Now let me show you this. So far, like as we have covered our topic from like how people they react, recap about today's session, how one reacts if they are called up on the stage, then how you need to make or build your self-confidence by using the persistence of the bulldog and the cat, then followed by the practice and the other two as well. Then how you should not prepare, what are the mistakes the beginners they do, and how to prepare your talk from this particular point, like only one or two things we have seen. So from this, we'll see in our tomorrow's talk, and we'll continue with the same. And tomorrow we'll analyze one of the talk as well. Okay. So as before we wind up, any queries from online from the topics that we have covered today? Anyone? Any queries from offline? No? Yeah, from online. See, we'll follow this method, like in case if you get any queries, so at the last we'll take the question. So any questions? No questions? Okay, thank you. So we'll continue the part 2 tomorrow. Okay. So today what you need to do, whatever the things that you have learned, and even I hope the same session, like if you have missed, so it will be available on Naresh IT YouTube as well. In case you can, I'm not sure whether it will be available or not. If it is, then you can even recap the things from there as well. Yeah. So yeah, regarding the language, each and everything we'll talk. Yeah, language is very, very important. Tomorrow we'll talk about the diction. Does by hearting? No. Don't by heart the things. You need to just make the words as your own. If you by heart the things, then that will not help. it will be similar to that. You are just taking something and you are vomiting in your exam. Okay, so all the great speakers, they never by heart, they used to practice. So practice will help. Okay, Pavani? Sure. Any other queries, anyone? Most welcome. Okay, so tomorrow at sharp 11:40 we'll start our session, and I hope tomorrow I may take a bit more time than today. Okay, so thanks a lot for joining, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks a lot once again. Thank you. Okay, thank you all. And in case if you get any queries, so do let me know. Tomorrow we'll resolve all your queries. So just think about all the questions, and we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you all. Have a good day.